Tom King offers years of experience as a certified specialist for Napa Collision Centers. His hours are Monday through Friday from 8 until 5 o'clock. For a free estimate, stop by or call him at 634-9296. Quality service that you can trust with an honest and fair price. Tom King's Collision Center in Neon. Call 634-9296 for a free estimate.
I'm Tom King, and I approve this message.
Hello, my name is Kevin Hall, the new owner of the Holland Jones Funeral Home, Jenkins Chapel. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself to you, let you know who I am and what I stand for. You know, the people in Jenkins and Fleming Neon and Mac Roberts are such wonderful, proud people. They've worked so hard with their hands and taking care of their neighbors. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come and be a part of your community. The new Holland Jones Funeral Home at Jenkins. Give us a call at 606-821-2191.
Hello folks, this is Sheriff Billy Jones of the Letcher County Sheriff's Office, and you're watching the Jenkins Television Channel 99.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the, let me find my date, October 6, 2025 Jenkins City Council meeting. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Ernestine, Chuck, Sean.
Here.
Rick.
Here.
Quinn.
Here.
Garth.
Here. All righty, we have a quorum. Would y'all rise and join me in the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have the minutes from the September meeting in the packet. Any additions, deletions, or corrections?
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second. Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Alrighty, also the financial report.
I make a motion to accept it as presented.
Alrighty. Having a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by the same sign. All right, Miss Donna.
To kind of spice things up a little bit with the report, your top page just lists all the projects that you have that we're helping you with. The ones in purple are funded. The ones that are in blue are partially funded. And if you want the details of those are also within that packet. They're all in different stages. Some are waiting on the MOA, that's your memorandum of agreement. Some are in the environmental process. Some are in design, and your Jenkins City Hall is in construction, and your revitalization plan is actually about to release the funds. You're probably looking about 30 days once that is submitted, and you should be within your 30 days of getting your request for proposals out. Get you consulted. I just want to note your projects that have any clear water money in it has to be spent by December 26th. The projects that have DR money needs to be spent by December 27th.
No problem.
Your City Hall project, they talked about today in the progress meeting about the split unit for the elevator, and I think we're expecting to get the elevator this month. Is that right?
Yes. 29. should be installed in a week and a half after that.
Your wastewater treatment plant improvements, the ER report is being compiled, and your evidentiaries, some of that's actually on the agenda for today. So, hopefully we're looking at maybe 60 days to get some of the funds on that. Fingers crossed. Also, I just want to let you look at the information I put on your flyer on the front. CRAD don't just do grants. We actually do drone services. If you need even water lines GPS, we can do that. Tanks GPS. We also work with road mapping and center lines. If you need a road changed, you go through CRAD to do that. We work with KYTC on transportation projects. And we also do infrastructure planning. We work hand in hand with KIA. We manage your WRAS system. We manage those profiles for you. We keep them up to date so it helps you with state funding. It helps the legislators see your projects because it is a public forum. But any of the other projects, if you have any questions, just let me know.
I have a question. Do you have access to the state LiDAR mapping system?
That might be a question for our GIS guy. We actually obtained a drone, and we're actually going to try to get funding to get the LiDAR attachment to it. But we have an imagery drone, we have a thermal drone, and now we have an underwater drone. We have 3 drones. So, and the GIS manager is licensed to pilot, and he's got about 12 years experience GIS. So if y'all need to utilize him, I can give y'all contact info.
He should have it if you tell him to look for it. He should have access to it. Alrighty, Donna, thank you. If you need to get back, you're welcome to stay in case something else comes up. Harold?
We had a meeting Thursday with the elevator installer. The elevator's still on schedule to be here at the end of the month. He told us that they would have it installed in 7 working days. So, by the middle of November, the elevator will be done. They're working on the bathrooms. They've got the tile laid, the floor tile. They still got the doll tile and all the fixtures in the 2. And 2 of them are yet to be demoed, which they will start on those once they complete the 2 that are working. So they've installed the front doors. They've still got the electronics and everything to put on that. It's going good.
Or what brand elevator is that? Do you know?
Is it
Schindler?
Schindler?
The other company couldn't meet the Buy American, Build American.
Correct, wasn't it? Or was it?
I'm not sure. I don't
This is
remember.
one.
They've done a lot of these elevators, this style, in this particular case, so it's, all right, well, under engineer's report, I see we need to approve pay requisition number 8. Total amount $63,989.60. That's for Guilford Construction for $50,925. Crab for Administration $7,714. Nesbitt Engineering for $5,350. Make a motion to set requisition.
Second.
All right, got a motion and second. All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Now, along with the ER assist update, I'll say this. The switch gears, generators, everything is in. The electrician has been working on the pads and the conduit for the generator at the water plant, and then there was an extension of the pad for the generator at the sewer plant, so all that's been going on this week. So we should start getting some pay requests for closing that one out, and that money was through Homeland Security. ER assist, the site completions have been done. Site inspections have been completed, I should have said. FEMA came in 3 different times for several days, and they're developing the damage description, the scope of work, so we can get estimates on it and start procuring contractors to actually make the repairs, whatever it may be. There's a couple sites that they need further documentation on them, and a couple of weeks we should be going out to bid on some of the repair work. Anybody interested in bidding on that, you go through ER Assist on that site, and you'll see the job descriptions and what it takes, and they accept the bids. They rank the bids and look at them and see what's the best bid, and they make a recommendation for us to approve them, so that's sort of handled separately through them. All right. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Eunice is back. DCMC.
Been about 3 years.
I wanted to play Welcome Back Carter, but it didn't. I couldn't get my phone to work. But anyway, she's been working behind the scenes to help us secure money on some of these other projects and working through the disaster recovery plan. And I want to thank the judge. We were able to tag onto this plan to get some projects in it and work with them through the whole process. I think, Rick, you must have been there. There's a picture of you at the one meeting we had down at the rec center. So anyway, we've put that plan together. We had our first meeting about implementation of it and sort of a tier 3. Listen, I'm about to take all your stuff.
You're stealing it all.
Anyway, she's back, part of the plan, stormwater with Jamie, and then, what's the other one? Phase 6 water. So, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I'm just going to repeat everything you just said. With respect to the row behind me, I'm just going to say it. So I'm working with QK4, and we worked with DCMC Partners on the long-term recovery plan, as Mayor DeBreeze said. So we just wrapped that up last month, the final plan, and Mayor DeBreeze asked that I come and just give a little update. You can read everything in your pamphlet and the handout, and then also what Todd has just outlined for you all. But basically we had some community meetings to gather some input, especially on some of the buyout properties, the reuse property, and different types of community needs. So we also attended some of the other recovery partners meetings, such as the CRAD meetings that were held at Hemp Hill and Kane Kitchen, and then also Imagine Ledger, the nonprofit appreciation luncheon that was held, and then also some project funding meetings that were held with CRAD, Nesbitt, Ledger Water and Sewer, all of the cities that were there, plus the county, along with Pine Mountain Partnership, to discuss more of the infrastructure projects at those meetings. The long-range plan has projects that are in a tiered approach based by immediate need, midterm, and long-term. Those projects include housing, recovery, water and sewer projects, preparedness and agriculture hub, airport planning, tourism initiatives, buyout property reuse. I know the agriculture hub is Mayor DeBreeze's kind of pet project, so hopefully that will be in Jenkins. So we're kind of working on some action items with that one right now. As he mentioned, the Long-Term Recovery Committee, we met last month on September the 8th and discussed some actionable projects such as the agricultural hub, the EV charging stations in the county, and some preparedness plans. The plan moving forward is for the committee to meet on a monthly basis. We will be meeting next week, and I will be assisting on those meetings over the next few months or so. It depends on Judge Adams and having me kind of help along with those. The successes that were along the way as we were developing this plan, as you all know, the Grandview High Ground housing site and a lot of the funding that was related to that, such as the road and infrastructure that CRAD secured for the city. The FEMA and RCS buyout programs that the Letcher County Fiscal Court kind of led, with some of those properties being within the city of Jenkins. And then, as Mayor DeBreeze mentioned, DCMC helped write a couple of grants for the CDBG disaster recovery for a stormwater improvements, which Abby Jones Consulting has, and Jamie's here for that. And then also the USDA grant for the Jenkins Water Distribution Improvements Phase 6, and Nesbitt has been procured on that project. So hopefully that one will be starting here pretty soon. We'll get the release of funds for that one. The next step is just continue implementing the priorities and the plan, the projects. It's a living document, so we know that those projects will evolve as needs evolve, as the community evolves, especially as funding opportunities come about and other opportunities for some of the projects that are in the plan. Monitor the progress, and then also I will be assisting, as Mayor Dupree said, with the administration of those two grants with CDBG and also the USDA. So that's all.
Thank you. A lot going on, and I don't know, if it wasn't for everybody helping me keep up with it, I wouldn't know what. Well, I guess we'll just do this in between you and Jamie. So we've got pay requisition number 1, which is the stormwater and the management part. We don't have contracting on here yet, but those totaling $59,367.42. So we'll need a motion to approve that. That's all grant funding. Make a motion we approve requisition certificate 1.
I'll say.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Now, Jamie, you can get up and you're approved already.
All right, I've got it. Okay, now I just got me on a sort of an agenda here with you. And so tonight, she wants you to know that we have the topography completed. And I have it right here in hand, 2 copies of it. And that includes the entire creek survey throughout the length all the way to Burdine. And we already had in our hand the topography from the lake as well, because we worked before with Schnell. And so we have the entire city covered with topo, and I have some areas identified that we've been discussing. And let's see. That's the biggest lift that we've had, and also the hydrology model, I've already started that. We've got the cross sections on 100-foot centers up and down the creek, and then we've also set a public hearing on October 8th at City Hall, and we have sent items to the city to post on Facebook to keep the public updated and gather the information on the areas that we believe that will be best served for debris clean out of the creek. And that includes the railroad bridges. The railroad bridge is included in that. And like I said, we've spoken with the city attorney about the possibilities for stormwater maintenance. Have you spoken with Abby?
Not spoken to her, I got some documents.
Okay, so
you think there'll be some private easements?
Yes, we'll need some private easements, and so that's what she had written up some things for you to examine. And we've got, let me see, the environmental grant approval. And she's saying we're trying to fast track these things. And by the public meeting on the 28th, we'll be able to discuss further with the public what we have, our initial plans forward. And I don't want to put a hard date on it, but we said we have something together for sure. Hard progress by December. I think is that correct, you?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to leave you all this. 2 copies. Just lay it right here.
Yeah.
At your leisure. And I'm Jamie Salisbury, Betty Jones Consult.
So with the 5.2 million, the study's the big thing. So the 28th, we're going to have a meeting here, and we're going to have maybe a coloring book contest anyway. And there's also a...
We already coloring contest.
There's also a email address that people can share pictures of flooding, a description of flooding, because a lot of stories I heard is in 77 I was here and it didn't get this bad, so they've got benchmarks on their steps or whatever. So people that's interested and wants to talk about flooding, it'd be good for them to come bring their stories so we can help identify. So the study gets us going. we have to have the study completed to get into the construction money of it and help identify the worst areas and the places we need to. It's concentrating downtown some, but other areas that we may identify as needing help. So that'll be the 28th. What time the 28th?
6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8
at City
p.m.
Hall. Yes.
They talk about bringing barbecue, but I don't know what they're going to bring. They never said that. I just brought it up anyway. All righty, Jamie, thank you.
My pleasure.
We look forward to getting that stormwater project going. Randall, the wastewater treatment plant improvement budget amendment 264A, first reading.
City of Jenkins ordinance number 264-A, an ordinance relating to the amendment of the budget for the City of Jenkins for fiscal year 2025-2026, whereas KRS Chapter 91A requires that each municipality accept a budget for each fiscal year, and whereas the City of Jenkins, Letcher County, Kentucky has previously adopted a budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 as a proposed plan for raising and spending money for specified programs, functions, activities, or objectives during the fiscal year so as to provide for efficient financial administration. And whereas the City of Jenkins has received a community development block grant, friends, CDBG, close friends, in the amount of $1,474,063 in connection with the Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvements, and whereas the City of Jenkins desires to document said transfer and to amend the 2025-2026 budget to show the inclusion of said funds into the budget and the expenditures of said funds from the budget. Now be it ordained by the City of Jenkins, Letcher County, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, the budget of the City of Jenkins for fiscal year 2024-2025 is hereby amended to allow for the inclusion into the budget for the City of Jenkins of the $1,474,063 Community Development Block Grant received in connection with the Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvement. Section 2, that the budget for the City of Jenkins for fiscal year 2025-2026 is hereby amended to allow for those expenditures of the aforementioned $1,474,063 in community development block grant funds for the use of the Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvement. Section 3, that this ordinance shall take effect following its passage and upon publication enacted this blank day of blank 2025, signature line mayor, attestation clerk, first reading tonight.
Alrighty, that's first reading of that one. Resolution of cost overruns for the Jenkins wastewater treatment plant improvements.
This is the second reading. Resolution of the City of Jenkins authorizing commitment of coverage of cost overruns on a community development block grant funded project, Jenkins wastewater treatment plant, for its WWTP close friends improvements. Whereas the City of Jenkins grants the city, quote, end quote, has received loan funds through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, friends, HUD, close friends, Community Development Block Grant, friends, CDBG, close friends, program administered by the Department for Local Government, Commonwealth of Kentucky, as a basic federal agency. And whereas in order to properly satisfy the requirements of the Department for Local Government, that the city is to provide for any cost overruns associated with the project. And whereas the city desires that the project moves forward in order that construction can be completed in a timely manner. Now therefore be it resolved this month, day of blank 2025, by the City of Jenkins, that assurance is made to the Department for Local Government that the city will secure funding to cover any cost overruns associated with the aforementioned project. Signature line, mayor, attestation clerk.
Alrighty, need a motion to approve that one.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Alright, have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by the same sign? And that secure funding means we don't write a check out of our checking account, but we will look for other funding and finish up the project. So we have to do that with every
I will say this, some of these evidentiaries that are just tied to the city of Jenkins and not to a specific project, Jennifer Peters actually said that we can kind of reuse them. That way we don't have to get this passed every
time. Okay, well
because it's tied to the city of Jenkins, it ain't tied to a specific project.
Okay, well that may help then if we don't have to do that next time.
Can identify those particular ones or like a binder on them.
Okay. I might have to figure out how to do that, but yeah.
Which ones it serves the Jenkins or
Alrighty, we're down to the fair housing resolution.
Fair housing resolution, let it be known to all persons in the city of Jenkins that discrimination in sale, rental, leasing, financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing or in the regions of brokerage services because of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin is prohibited by Title 8 of the 1968 Civil Rights Act, friends, federal fair housing law, close friends. It is the policy of the city of Jenkins to implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Fair Housing Amendment Act of 1988 expands coverage to include disabled persons and families with children, and HUD 2012 regulations expanding coverage to sexual orientation or gender identity. Therefore, the board does hereby pass the following resolution. Be it resolved that within the available resources, the board will assist all persons who feel they have been discriminated because of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origins, disability, or familiar status to seek equity under the federal and state laws by filing a complaint with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Office of the Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity Compliance Division. Be it further resolved that the board shall publicize this resolution and through this publicity shall encourage owners of real estate, developers, and builders to become aware of their respective responsibilities and rights under the Fair Housing law and amendments and any applicable state, local laws, or ordinances. Said program will at the minimum include friends 1, printing and publicizing of this policy and other applicable fair housing information to local media and community contacts. Friends 2, distribution of posters, flyers, and any other means that will bring attention to those affected the knowledge of the respective responsibilities and rights concerning equal opportunity in housing. And for instance 3, prepare an analysis of impediments at Fair Housing Choice and Action to mitigate such impediments. Effective date blank, this resolution shall take effect blank 2025. Central Line Mayor, attestation clerk.
I'm sure y'all heard that before, but we need to do it one more time. So, in a motion to approve the resolution.
I'll make it motion.
I'll second.
Having a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. All right, we're over to residential anti-displacement relocation assistance plan.
Residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan under section 104, friends, D of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. City of Jenkins will replace all occupied and vacant, occupiable, low/moderate income housing as a direct result of the activities assisted with funds provided under the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended, as described in 24 CFR 570.496A, C, close parentheses. All replacement housing will be provided within 3 years of the commencement of the demolition or rehabilitation related to conversion. Before obligating or expending funds that will directly result in the demolition or conversion, the City of Jenkins will make a public and submit to the Department of Local Government the following information in writing. Number 1, a description of the proposed assisted activity. Number 2, the general location on a map and approximate number of dwelling units by size, for instance, number of bedrooms class plans that will be demolished or converted to a use other than a low/moderate income dwelling units as a direct result of the assisted activity. 3, a time schedule for the commencement and completion of the demolition or conversion. 4, the general location on a map, an approximate number of dwellings by unit size prints, number of bedrooms close prints that will be provided as replacement dwelling units. 5, the source of funding and a time schedule for the provisions of replacement dwelling units. And 6, a basis for concluding that each replacement unit will remain a low/moderate income dwelling for at least 10 years from the date of initial occupancy. The City of Jenkins will provide relocation assistance as described in 570.496A, C. Each low/moderate income housing displaced by the demolition of housing or by the conversion of low/moderate income dwelling to another use as a direct result of the assisted activities. Consistent with the goals and objectives of the activities assisted under the Act, the City of Jenkins will take the following steps to minimize the displacement of persons in their home. In caps, there will be no displacement as a direct result of this project. Signature line, matter, date, and attestation clerk.
All righty. Entertain a motion to approve that resolution as read.
I make a motion. I second it.
We got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Okay.
See, those, like the fair housing resolution, the anti-placement is dealing with housing. Your wastewater treatment plan has nothing to do with that. But this is just evidentiary paperwork that we have to submit. And that's the 2 resolutions, like for one I was talking about. It's just tied to the City of Jenkins. So you wouldn't have to read that every time. We can kind of use that document.
Well, that would be great, because we read one 4 times one night and tried to use project numbers and we got lost.
I don't charge by the word.
Alrighty, before we get to the roadblocks, the fiscal committee, majority of us here tonight, so what have you all got for us tonight?
Okay, the G-State Committee is here to give a report on our activities by request of Robin Kaiser, the financial advisor. This year's bills are all paid in full. The paper report will come later because of the change of the account is in progress right now. They're taking us from one place the city is and putting us in another that is better for you all for some tax purposes and everything. So that's why we're here to tell you. Bills are paid. We don't owe anything. And then we want to give a big thanks to the mayor, to April Moore, which is those 2 we go to, April, she is amazing. I will tell her husband that. And everything. And we do want to thank Ernestine, and we want to thank Sean, because they gave us a donation. A donation is, you don't rent a tent, you don't put a sign up, you just out and out give us money. And that was a big support for us this year. We had that. And then the county judge and Ricky, they didn't put a sign up, they didn't get a tent, they just donated money, and we do appreciate that.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
It's just out and out of that. It just helps us all around. And all others that gave and came and participated, I think it was really good. We gave more free things. The children didn't have to pay a thing for anything. There was even popsicles given and everything to the kids this year. And we just appreciate everything that everybody does. And where we work under the city, we want to tell that Safe Night is October the 31st in the park. And we are going to give a contest for the best costume for a child from like 0 to 13, and we're going to give them a pizza. It'll be a free pizza there at Double Quick and everything. And we'll announce it at 6:30 so they can get it then or whenever they want to. And anybody wants to can come and put some decoration up in the park. And then The Christmas parade is going to be December the 5th. It's always the first Saturday, no matter what. And it'll be at 5. It'll start at 5. We're going to give first and second if somebody wants to do a float. Last year we had really good participation in the float. We had at least 3. And Mountain Comp was just amazing with their train and everything. So we appreciate them for doing that. And any band, we did have our band, for Jenkins Day. And it was a good sight to see that band. It was small, but it was good. It was good to see the participation with the school. And we're going to try to get some more participation for Jenkins Day coming up from the schools. Maybe have a few things that Crisis could do and everything to help the kids. And for Christmas, we're hoping to have pizza, popcorn, and hot chocolate, and then a visit with Santa, and then we'll have toboggans and clothes for all the kids like we had. Bessie at God's Gift on the Diaper Bag has already given us some of those to help with the kids. And
It'll be here before you know it.
yes, it will. But we worked under you all, so Robin had said we need to come and give you all a report and let you know what we're doing and just see if it's all right with you all. And, ask y'all if y'all need us to do anything more.
Sounds good. Appreciate y'all.
Well, we've got Jesse and James.
Well, I see
They're
you all.
here. Yeah, Jesse and James. And believe me, they lived up to their names. And then Paulette Sexton's our treasurer, and then Lee Bentley, was on the committee. There's only 6 of us, and our meetings, we meet next Tuesday right here in this room. It's the second Tuesday every month, Todd. Next Tuesday. And everything, but Todd's real good. He does come to our meetings, and we before we do make a decision, we try to put it through him and get the approval from him before we do anything to work with you all, and then he can bring it up to you all if we're not here. But we're going to try. Robin said we needed to come and tell you all, what we're doing and everything. So, but if y'all want us to do anything, just let us know. We'll make Jesse and James do it.
I'm the president now of the Cumberland Mountain Arts and Crafts Council, which is the amphitheater group. We're in the process of trying to remodel everything up there and upgrade it. We also have that digital sign, so I'm going to put that on there, the Safe Night and the Christmas Parade.
Yes.
We usually do that.
We would appreciate that.
What time is the Safe Night?
Safe Night is from 5 to 7 in the park, but I think for the city it's 5 to 8 because, we usually go by the county. But the park, we need to clean up the park because we do need to take down stuff and everything. So in the park for Safe Night will be from 5 to 7.
Okay.
And then in the city it is from 5 to 8.
Yeah, I just put it up for the Safe Night.
That would be wonderful.
And the
Thank
Christmas
you.
Parade.
Christmas parade, we always have that, it's the first Saturday, and it's at 5 because then if they have any lights, the lights usually show on the floats and stuff.
Right.
We appreciate you.
Well, thank you all.
If I can just add a little bit, Todd, if you don't mind. Again, we just want to reiterate how much we thank you, and we cannot thank April enough, no matter what we call her all through the year, during the festival, whatever, she's always right there for us. And, give a big shout out to our fire department because they do so much behind the scenes for us and stuff. And they were out there even during the pouring rain on Saturday trying to hold up a tent and just to be there for us for safety and if anything happened or whatever. I want to give a shout out to the Shriners because we were able to do the free inflatables and the stuff. But they let us use their building to, for part of electricity and the water, never charge us nothing on that, so with that, so we just want to, thank them. And if I can just throw out a little bit that, the fire department is so good to us, if anybody is up this way tomorrow from 11 to 1, they're having that spaghetti dinner, so come out and support them.
The fire department was there and they did set up, they had like a little emergency center. If you've seen them, when you come in the park, they were over super, and they were there all the time. And they had like the Rubicon because if we can't get somebody out of the park if there's an accident. One year we had a lady that was diabetic and she passed out. We had a terrible time getting her out. So they stayed there the whole time and they they do about what we ask. They're really good to work with, and they're here for you all. You know, they're out night and day, and it's volunteer, you all.
Yeah, they shoot fireworks too, so.
Oh,
we
yeah.
couldn't have
I
fireworks
mean,
without them.
they couldn't do it without the fire department. You have to have trucks, you have to have certified and everything, so the fire department does a lot for the city.
Alrighty, thank you all. We have got 2 roadblock requests. One for, sometimes we work it out for the same month if we need to, especially if it's school sports. So,
I'll make a motion that we approve the boys basketball team for November 1st. Wait a minute.
They had originally, the other one after the first, but we got the Jenkins request first.
Well, we don't
So
even know
they said which
the other one is.
They're local. I mean, it's from around the county, but it's local guy.
Do you know it?
It's multiple communities in Pike County and in Letcher County kids. It's like a travel ball.
Was there any kid from Jenkins on the team?
That I'm not sure of.
Well, that's the purpose of Jenkins, to allow roadblocks to people that are from Jenkins, which, if there are, there's no problem with that.
I'm pretty sure they are, but I can't be bothered.
Anyway, the first one is definitely Jenkins Middle School basketball team, so I want to approve that one for November 1st. I'll make that motion.
Would you want to approve the second one contingent on any Jenkins kids being involved in it, or?
Well, let's do that second.
Go out.
Yeah.
All right, so.
I'll second.
Motion second on the first one. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now on the second one.
On the short blocks, weren't we gonna keep them to once a month?
Well, that's what we.
That's the intention, yes, but we had from that when there's
Shriners or somebody else gets involved, we try to no more than 2 if it's special circumstance. So I'd suggest we talk and find out more about these, and if they are local Jenkins kids that's involved in it, then maybe we give them the opportunity for the next month. That way we ain't the road twice for the same month. I mean, kids is kids, but we will take care of our kids.
Yeah, Chris probably could find out, he's a baseball coach.
Okay.
Just make sure people from Jenkins involved, and that's no problem.
All right, let's see, council got anything tonight? And while you're thinking about it, I'm gonna try to pull this off without getting too much of confusion. The fire department has a program now to help with smoke detectors. You'll have to contact the fire department, or they'll get April some more information. The chief called me right before this meeting and wanted to mention it. I think it's through the Red Cross, but the fire department has to install the smoke detector, so they can contact the city and get on the list. They'll be contacted. We have to go out and give them some paperwork with it and then actually install the smoke detector in the home. So anybody's interested, we've had a lot of calls for that lately about people wanting smoke detectors, and it's an important thing going into the winter time months. So
I just don't want to, I do want to mention that, mentioned the amphitheater a while ago. There are some interest in trying to do a haunted forest this year. If we do, probably the last 2 weekends of the month. We don't know if we'll get that developed. It's kind of short notice, and we don't know if we have enough people, but if we do that, we'll let everybody know. Put it on the sign and all that stuff.
All righty, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but we'll talk about it next month. That final motion of the evening.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All those in favor say bye.
Thank you.
I'm Kevin Hall, proud owner and funeral director of Holland Jones Funeral Home, Jenkins Chapel. We're happy to be a part of Letcher County, and I'd like to take just a few minutes to show you all the renovations that we have done here at the new Holland Jones Funeral Home, Jenkins Chapel. As you can see, here's our beautiful renovated chapel that we have. We've added new lighting, new windows, carpet, chairs, piano. The entire place has been renovated from top to bottom with quality products. Careful planning went into every detail of the renovation here at Holland Jones Funeral Home, Jenkins Chapel, to make sure that your family is as comfortable as they can be. We've added a full lounge area so your family can bring in snacks, coffee, drinks, so they can feel as comfortable as possible during the funeral services. So I'd like to encourage you and your family, feel free to stop by the Holland Jones Funeral Home, Jenkins Chapel at any time, and we'll be happy to show you around. We offer full service funerals, cremation, pre-need funeral plans to save your family with peace of mind. Also, we've got one of the largest parking lots for here in the area. So give us a call and stop by. We'll be looking for you.
Tom King offers years of experience as a certified specialist for Napa Collision Centers. His hours are Monday through Friday from 8 until 5 o'clock. For a free estimate, stop by or call him at 634-9296. Quality service that you can trust with an honest and fair price. Tom King's Collision Center in Neon. Call 634-9296 for a free estimate.
I'm Tom King, and I approve this message.